my last year in San Francisco, something happened. And for me, it was life changing. I'm just like everybody else. I've seen all of the police shootings and all of those things that happen on TV. And although you're sympathetic to it, and you're compassionate about those issues, when it happens to you and your family, it hits different. And my last year in San Francisco, my cousin was killed by a law enforcement officer. And my cousin he was in a band, he was a drummer, and he was on his way home from a gig one night, and he broke down on the side of the road. And long story short, while he was on the phone with roadside assistance, he ended up getting shot 3 times by an undercover officer.
Wow.
And the only saving grace about that was the story that the officer told didn't match up with the recording from roadside assistance. He had no idea that he was being recorded. And it's so crazy because on the other side of the phone, you can hear the operator say, "Oh my God, he just shot him." And for me, that was life changing because my cousin had never been in any kind of trouble with the law. Matter of fact, he was a model citizen, worked for the state of Florida, and just because of the color of his skin, him breaking down on the side of the road cost him his life. And for me, I knew it was no longer a situation where I could sit back and watch these things happen in our country. It was a must that I get involved in. And that's what led me to help found the Players Coalition, which is a group of players in the NFL, both current and former players, who are just tackling issues when it comes to criminal justice reform, police community relations, economic advancement. That is my sole purpose right now. And getting out to vote is a part of that. I think about one of the things that happened was my cousin was probably one of the only people to receive justice, right? And after the cop got convicted of the crime of the murder, my family was happy, right? We were happy that justice was served. But then I soon found out that this was the first officer who was convicted on a police involved shooting in the last 30 years in the state of Florida. And you think about how many police involved shootings happened over the last 30 years. And those families not only did receive justice, but a lot of those families didn't get a day in court. And that was heartbreaking for me. So I've been on a mission, man, to make sure that we hold those that are in positions of power accountable. I'm on a mission to make sure that we get as many people involved in our democratic process as possible. Because having a state attorney like the state attorney that we had was big, because a lot of state attorneys don't have the gall to prosecute law enforcement, right? And a lot of times we complain about those things, but we have to realize that we're the ones who put them in positions. We're the ones who vote district attorneys and state attorneys in. That's the power that we have with our vote. That's why I'm so adamant about getting as many people to the polls as possible. That's why I'm in an effort to not only get people registered to vote, but to educate people on who they're voting for, the policies that these people are pushing. And also, we just did a deal down here in Palm Beach County with Palm Tran to make sure that people get a ride to the polls.
Wow.
From the beginning of early voting, which was the 19th of this month, to the 31st, and then on November 3rd also, we have free rides to the polls for anybody that need them from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Every day, early voting and on the day of voting. So there's a lot of work going on. I'm appreciative to everybody that's joined in this fight, because all of the help is needed.